So today I am making some signs. We're gonna have like a yard sale and a huge free pile, and so I'm making two huge OSB signs and we're painting them bright yellow. I primed it with some regular white paint and the other side is already yellow, but I ran out of paint. So I sanded them and yeah, here we go. The paint I'm using is both Art Smith soft body acrylic paint in yellow, and I started with this Delta Creative Ceram coat in bright yellow but ran out. Let me get all those cracks and crevices. Oh, there's a bug. Hi, bug. Sorry. I'm gonna have to move along. We are in the midst of some home improvement projects around here, chief of which is property cleanup. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go around here. Some of my stuff too. So I'm anxious to get this free sign up so I can make a pile. Not doing a whole lot of car camping right now. Don't have another trip set up for a while. So I figured I'd take you along on my other adventures. I've always loved painting. In high school I was an advanced placement art student. I was doing portraits of all my friends. Sometimes I would work on 7 paintings at once. You gotta love painting to do that. I discovered I had paint on my shirt. Who didn't see that coming? Oh well. This is an old shirt. I don't really care if I get paint on it. Hopefully I can get this paint out. I really like this shirt. Okay, all is not lost in the world. Welcome to Invictaland, the place where the laws of the universe do not apply. Except when you're painting, it turns out. Oh, yeah. Are we going to the vet today for your little foot? Are we? Yeah. I think she got a sticker in her foot. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, it hurts. Okay, it hurts. Yeah. A lot of stickers out here in the country. It's the next day now, and I'm continuing with my sign. Paint is dry, and now we are going to write the lettering and paint it all in black. I don't know about you, but when I'm forced to pay close attention to things, I always find it so relaxing to just get completely lost in the moment. All you're trying to do is focus on that single black line. Chicken. So now it's been a few days. I got distracted, and now we have to fill in the free pile sign with black paint. Hi, Wiggler. Oh yeah. Hi, Honeybill. You okay? You gonna help us? Yeah. So for this portion, I'm using Deco Art Americana Premium Acrylic Paint in Lamp Black. Let's go for the pour. Okay. Kind of like that texture that the OSB makes. That's fun. I love listening to the neighbors' chickens. I got this several spastic chickens. They just go off at all hours of the day. Like right now. Sometimes they'll even be going at midnight or later. You get this rooster. He just won't shut up. The people whose property we're staying on are going to have a big yard sale this summer. Maybe multiple sales. And the free pile is also included in that. And I have a few things to get rid of for free. And a few things to sell as well. But I have a lot less than I used to. When my parents died and we had to sell the place and their house in 2008, I had an entire, 20 by, the biggest mini storage you can get, like 20 by 10 or whatever, 10 by 20, full of mostly their belongings, but also like my old childhood stuff and everything. I held on to that mini storage for years, partly because my husband was stationed in Germany at the time, and so we were over there, and I just couldn't, go through it all. So we just stored it until we were back stateside. And then in about 2013, after getting my vintage Avion trailer, which I will be showing you in upcoming videos, I had to drastically downsize my stuff, and so I started going through it all, and I had to get rid of like 80% of it. But as I've learned throughout the years, downsizing is not a once and done thing. often anyway. There's still curating and culling to be done. See? What did I say about these chickens, man? They're loud. So I don't know if any of you have either dealt with one or both of your parents passing away and like that whole process of having to get rid of stuff. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced that. It's kind of a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, your parents only die once, right? Then you have to deal with all of their stuff, and what do you do with it? How much do you keep? It was a very emotionally draining time. My dad was an avid chess player, and he had like a whole library full of chess books. And history books. He taught English and history and I think one other topic in high school. He was a high school teacher, so he had tons of books. I think he still had all of his like old college textbooks too. He actually went to Berkeley back in the day when it was possible to get in. So there were a lot of books that I unfortunately couldn't hang on to. Where am I going to put them? It's moving into a trailer. And then there was the fancy Henredon dining set that my mom bought. Black lacquered wood. It was so beautiful. But very, very heavy. And truthfully, it wasn't really my style. Like, even if I had a house to put it in, I wouldn't have the kind of house where that would look right in it. So, as much as it pained me to get rid of that, and she had a bedroom set that was the same style, like that heavy, boxy 80s, 90s look, you know. I had to get rid of that. I still remember the way the wood smelled, though. It had this really, like, luxury kind of expensive lacquered smell. I don't know how to describe it, but go to a fancy furniture store and open up a cabinet. That's what it smelled like. It was really cool. I've had to let go of a lot of stuff. Things I didn't mind letting go, and things that I really didn't want to let go of. I held on to this huge vase, like, not urn, but it was like one of those giant vases, you know, kind of shaped like an urn. And it was like black and brass, kind of that oriental style. I held on to that for many years afterwards, put it in our apartment. But when we were moving into the trailer, I decided, you know what? If I ever have a place big enough to hold this where it wouldn't look ridiculous, it's going to be a long time from now. So I got rid of that. And I wish I still had it in some ways. It matches the urns that their ashes are in. And in my head, it was going to all go together in like a shrine of sorts, or whatever you want to call it. But that has not come to pass. Like a lot of things. So off it went. So if you've gone through a similar decluttering process, let me know how it went, or how it's going if you're currently doing it. How are you letting go of your stuff? Is it stuff you don't care about? Or is it stuff that you're sentimental about? A good rule of thumb is to just kind of take a picture of it and save it in multiple places so you don't lose it. And that's supposed to make it easier to let go of it. And I found that that kind of works to a degree. I also want to make some more videos about being what they call an adult orphan. And in my case, it's kind of a different situation because I did have 3 half-sisters from my dad's side of the family, but I never grew up with them. I was raised an only child. So when my 2 parents died, I felt like an orphan. And at that time, shortly thereafter, one of the half-sisters passed away as well. And by now, it's been like, 15 years or something. However long it's been since 2008. I'm not going to do that math right now. It's 2024. So, in that time, I've actually lost 2 of my half-sisters. The last one fairly recently in 2021. Yeah, growing up an only child is definitely different. Although I didn't really realize how different it was until adulthood. It didn't really feel different when I was a kid. I just figured, I didn't think about it at all. It was just the way things were. But growing up an only child wasn't the only thing that made me different. I also grew up first generation Bulgarian. Well, I'm not an immigrant, but my parents were an immigrant, so I'm first generation American. Because my parents were from Bulgaria. Shout out to all my Bulgarian peeps. Woohoo! And the sad thing is, they never taught me the language. So I don't know how to speak Bulgarian. But I sure miss hearing them speak it. Sometimes I'll go on YouTube and just look up, Bulgarian videos so I can hear the language again. I'll have to do a full introduction video, which I'm working on. It's uncomfortable to talk about yourself, especially when you have multiple things about you that are different than most people. It's kind of how do you get that across in a way that other people are going to understand? The gravity of it. At 40, I feel like I'm just now getting the gravity of it myself. It's weird. It's you go through life just kind of doing the best you can, humming along, and you don't really stop to think the way I was raised was not quite what other people are used to. No wonder it's hard for me to relate to people. So I especially want to hear from adult, orphan, Bulgarian, first generation people who are only children. If that's you, comment below. We'll be best friends. What's Bob Ross always say? There's no mistakes, only happy accidents, or something like that. I love how you can just zoom in and just totally get lost in your painting. Looking at all of those little ridges there and getting uber obsessed about filling them all in. It's very calming, actually. I hope you're feeling nice and calm as you watch me feel nice and calm as I'm painting. think the world could use a bit more relaxation and contemplation and just stillness. You too. Be calm. What should we name that chicken? Harold? Donahue? Ooh. Jose? Guillermo? Drop your chicken name in the comments. That's coming along, right? If you're driving down the highway, you'd stop. Sure you would. Oh, look who's joining us. Hey, Julie. Hi. That's our kitty. And here's Honey Bear. Hi. Yeah. Only 2 more to go. This video is gonna separate the wheat from the chaff. Chaff? I don't know which one it is. If you're gonna sit through this, you're a real Invicta fan. Tell me if you're making it to the end. Are you guys multitaskers or single taskers? I suppose if you're making it this long into this video, you're a single tasker. Or you're really fucking high. And you're just totally zoned out. I may have to put that in the title. Get high and watch this. That was the most lackluster yay. Yay! Woo! I've already got stuff put in it. Free file. Success! Yay! Done with that project. I stepped in a whole ant pile. Can you see that? See all those creepy crawlies? Now look at my foot. They were everywhere. Doesn't look that bad on the camera, but dang, it's on fire. Those red ants. The things we do for our art, man. The things we do for our art.